I'm back with a brand new video. This video is going to be talking about the differences between Joss Whedon's version of Justice League and Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. I've seen so many people on the HBO Max boards on social media ask, what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you the short version, and then I'm going to talk about what really happened. The short version is, there was a 2-hour movie released 2 years ago. That was not Zack Snyder's vision. That was about a 120-minute film that was butchered. Zack Snyder's version that is coming out is only going to retain about 30 minutes of footage from that original version. The other 90 minutes was never filmed by him. It wasn't his version. He doesn't want it in there. And the film that is getting released next month is 4 hours long, meaning we're getting 3.5 hours of brand new footage, tied in with the 30 minutes mixed in throughout the film. It's going to completely change the movie. The movie we got in 2017 was never the movie we were supposed to see, and Warner Brothers has had a history of toying with these films. I actually have a few videos here on my DC playlist talking about a retrospective on what actually happened with these films. And I'm going to give you, again, the short version. I want to make this video short. Man of Steel was pretty untouched. Not a perfect film, but dang near perfect. Batman vs. Superman was the follow-up, which had a ton of buzz. That film was also butchered by the studio, and the version that came out in theaters had like 30 to 40 minutes cut out. The studios made Zack Snyder do that because they wanted more people in the seats, which made the movie incoherent. Then, when it came out on video, there was an Ultimate Edition that was on the disc that had those 30 to 40 minutes added back in, which completely changes the narrative and makes the movie a dang near perfect film. It's one of my favorite superhero films of all time. You then had Suicide Squad, which was completely butchered, and you may have been hearing about the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, which will hopefully come out after this has come to pass. There's a movement for that to get released as well. That movie got changed. See, all three of those movies were supposed to lead directly into Justice League, which was going to be a 3-part series of films dealing with the big bad guy in the DC universe, which is Darkseid. But the studio cut out all of the continuity between those movies, and what we got was a watered-down version in theaters with a bunch of jokes. So the new version is going to be minus those jokes, no CGI Superman, no Batman on the ground screaming, oh, something's bleeding, something's bleeding. Ridiculous. Okay, the movie was ridiculous. They had no musical theme for the team. It was a terrible. I walked away feeling like I was ripped off by Warner Brothers, and I have a big distaste for Warner Brothers because of what they've done to these films. So the version we're going to get in theaters is going to be a much better version. It's going to be emotional. It's going to have the story the way he wanted, but is also going to leave on a big, big cliffhanger. And the studio says they have no intentions of finishing Zack Snyder's story. Well, I can tell you right now, if this movie goes over well and people like it, which I'm pretty sure they will, then there's going to be a big movement for him to finish up his movies. I don't know what's going on down at Warner Brothers, but they are making terrible mistakes. They have been ever since they started this movie series, and they need to be, I'm glad AT&T bought them. That's all I got to say, because I am loving what they were doing, what they are doing right now. So there's the bottom line. We're getting 3.5 hours of brand new footage, which is going to change the narrative entirely. It is going to be a similar movie, but is going to be also completely different and definitely in line with Zack Snyder's previous 2 films, and is going to finish that, definitely going to follow that storyline and mesh together really well. A lot of stuff that happened in Batman vs. Superman that didn't make sense to people is going to make sense after seeing this movie, and it is going to be incredible. So it does get released in 1 month on HBO Max, and hopefully in some IMAX theaters and maybe some regular theaters as well. I'm hoping my Harkins down the street, the Cine One, I'm hoping they get this release, because I'm going to go see it a couple times that day if it does. So hopefully that movie does get released on the biggest screen here in Arizona, but we will find out. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You will be notified when new videos go up.